this topic is Pythagoras, and the first thing we need to note about Pythagoras is that it is regarding right-angled triangles. So that's where we have this symbol here which shows us a 90-degree right-angled triangle. The formula for Pythagoras is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we need to know what a and b and c correspond to on the triangle. So c is the longest line, and this is also called the hypotenuse and is the line opposite the right angle. A and b are then the two shorter lengths. Okay, so the best way to do this is to look at some examples. Okay, so we've got two triangles here, both are right-angled triangles, so we're going to be working with Pythagoras. And it's on the Pythagoras video, so you would expect that's what we'd be doing. Okay, so first thing to do is write down the formula. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. The next thing to do is to write a, b and c on the diagram. Then we sub in the numbers, so a is 12, b is 5, and we want to find out what c is, and then we just solve to find c. So the square root of 12 squared plus 5 squared equals c, and you will be able to have a calculator for this. And it's important to remember the units at the end. Okay, so on to the next example. Again, start by writing out the formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Then writing a, b and c on the diagram. C is the hypotenuse, a and b. Sub in the numbers. We don't know a, plus 3 squared equals 6 squared. Rearrange and solve. And remembering the units. Okay, excellent. So now I'm going to show you some more exam style questions. So it's using the same method, but sometimes the questions can be a bit more interesting and difficult to work out. So here's a practice exam question. We've got Norwich is 168 kilometres due east of Leicester. York is 157 kilometres due north of Leicester. Calculate the distance from Norwich to York to the nearest kilometre. And the diagram is also given in the exam question. So first thing we do is recognise that it's Pythagoras. It has a right-angled triangle. And we write down the formula. We then put a, b and c on the diagram. Sub in the numbers. And then type it on the calculator. And remember at the end it says to the nearest kilometre, so we just round that to 230. kilometres. Okay, perfect. I'm going to give you a quick fun fact about Pythagoras because I googled this, want to include it on the video. So Pythagoras was actually a vegetarian. So he loved the veggies, did our Pythagoras. Okay, so we'll start by writing out the formula. Then we want to put A, B and C on the diagram. So if we take this triangle as our triangle that we're going to work with, now in this example we want to find the length A, and we've got the length of BC, which is 8 centimetres, and so A is just half of that, so that's 4 centimetres. Now we can sub the numbers in, so 4 centimetres. Rearrange and solve. .74, so that's to 2 decimal places, and we remember the units. I'd say the top tips are 1, to write down the formula, then you put A, B and C on your diagram, then sub in the numbers and solve to find the answer, and remember your units and how many decimal places or significant figures you're going to.